In Bristol, 13 Somali men have been convicted of grooming, raping and sexually exploiting young, vulnerable girls in the city over a period of months. And we learned today that one girl who was in the care of another authority was sexually abused by 5 of the men. Cordelia Lynch reports.
It's early December 2012 and this Premier Inn hotel in the heart of Bristol is to become a venue for abuse. Yusuf Abdirizak is seen on CCTV footage checking in. He's part of a grooming ring made up of young men of Somali heritage. They want to have sex with young girls. Later, he and Saeed Sakaria attack a schoolgirl who's been trafficked across the city.
In the days leading up to the attacks, they'd been phoning around different hotels until they found this one. In just one night, one of the girls, who was 13, was raped 3 times by 2 different men.
7 men have been found guilty of offences including rape, sexual activity with a child and child prostitution. They joined 6 others sentenced to a total of 70 years in prison for sexual offences against children. But this is the first time we can reveal their abuse. Their victims, who were aged between 13 and 17, were passed around for money. One 16-year-old was exploited after another local authority set her up to live alone in a flat. She was targeted within hours of arriving in Bristol. Police later found her in a cupboard under a sink. She told the court,
"I only had one social worker and she visited me twice. The whole time I lived in Bristol, she didn't come into my property. I relied on the Somalians more than I relied on my support workers and social workers, if you know what I mean. I just wanted someone to be there. Even though they were using me for sex, sometimes it's nice just to be close to someone."
Their crimes were carried out across Bristol, in houses, near a busy DIY store and in parks.
How would you describe some of the girls in this case that you worked with?
I don't think we can ever do a one-size-fits-all. I think what this case really shows is actually how diverse victims are of sexual exploitation.
The group offered gifts and affection to lure the girls in. Mohammed Jamali, a ringleader, was well educated. Others were in a drugs gang. Abdul Abdullahi, known as Trigger, supplied heroin, parading his profits.
Many of the attacks took place in public spaces. On one occasion, one of the victims came here to this bridge to meet the man she thought was her boyfriend. He told her he loved her, but then forced her to have sex with 3 other men, telling her it was his tradition, his culture.
Well, let me make it clear that that's not our religious culture, nothing to do with the Somali community. Criminal mind is criminal mind. It's just the excuse to get what they need, what they wanted to get. So no, but it's really horrible to hear that.
What impact has it had on the community?
Well, the community is shocked and shaken by it, and that's the impact. It's a huge shock to all of us.
Some of this artwork's just examples of young people who are writing poetry or drawing pictures.
Becky Lewis is still working closely with the victims. The support of Bernardo's was vital in bringing the case to court.
That's the journey from a police station at the bottom to base at the top.
How are they now?
I mean, they're just amazing, I think is the most important thing to say. Can I say that there's no impact? Of course not. I mean, court processes are, in our view, and Bernardo's view, can be as abusive as some of the experiences themselves, in a very different way, of course. And these children should be absolutely so celebrated.
Their bravery means their abusers now face substantial jail terms, but police fear there could be many more victims.